Hello, 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 my loves. So, I want to jump on this topic before it gets too out of hand. People are jumping on this bandwagon of doing the studies of during a pandemic, the negative effects of being of too much positivity and productivity. And it's once again, this is one of those moments where if your soul work and your energy work are not aligned, you're going to misinterpret what this means. Period. Point blank, period. You're going to misinterpret what it means, and then you're going to go into that divisive tool that's been used against you for so long, which is this side against this side. Now we have people being told, don't be productive during a pandemic. You don't need. They're correct. You do not have to get up and mow the lawn and do the laundry and have all these plans for a business and all these things to operate. Absolutely. Take your time. But my question is, while you're not doing anything actively, which is fine, because I'm not either, with my body at least, besides working out, what are you doing with your mind? Are you just sitting back watching propaganda? Are you just sitting back watching the news? Are you just sitting back waiting for social media to tell you how to feel? Because my interpretation of being productive is read, write, whatever. Do you play the piano? Brush up on an old piece. Do you used to sing? Go back to making your voice strong again. Do you like to paint? Paint. This is what I mean when I say be productive. Work on you. Do stuff that makes you happy so that when you come to a pandemic, you're not so stressed out that you're sitting around waiting for people to have an opinion on something you already feel. This is what I'm trying to encourage and break. We know how we feel. We know how we got here. I actually had someone send me a message saying, Jawan, here's a study on the research that says too much positivity and pushing productivity during the pandemic is bad on the psyche. Yeah, if you are a person who never did anything before the pandemic and you feel like you got to get something done, because that becomes the FOMO feeling again. That means you went back to that scarce lack mentality of I don't have, so I got to do. Yes, that's the danger of that mentality. Destroy that mentality, and then none of this conversation would exist. Do you understand the point? It's not about when people take one word or two words, and this is what I say, they hear the words and they jump on the bandwagon that it means this. Productivity has so many different meanings. So many different meanings. Or understanding of meaning applied to the situation or topic that you're making it applicable to. So, I will encourage anyone to study whatever they want to study. I will encourage anyone to feel how they want to feel. But do not get trapped in more divisive separation of thought. I know that me saying this right now is putting me on one side, and that's okay. But I want to be on a side of thought that's saying there's a duality and choice in both. You can sit in the middle if you want. You can sit on one side if you want. You don't have to. But to tell people they're endangering each other by giving them positive feedback or wanting to speak to a certain demographic of people who are ready to step forward. I've said this before. I am a teacher of leaders to leaders. There's a lot of people who ain't ready to do the work. I love you, but I'm not worried about you right now, love. I want you to figure out how to feel safe and survive. Please do so. The people I am speaking to and that I get passion for are the ones who are out here. Again, there's leaders in this topic saying you don't have to feel productive. Relax. I get where they're coming from. They're trying to comfort them and say, look, don't feel stressed to get something done right now. You don't have to. That's beautiful. But then that leader goes home to their own emotions to feel how they feel. And then when they get down, what happens? So you just a bunch of group of people saying don't do nothing or be productive because you don't want to feel like you're doing too much work when a pandemic happens and you feel stuck like there's nothing we can do. This is what we're talking about. There's people who are out there creating businesses and being productive and having something ready and a game plan. When this is done, they're going to be able to hit the ground going. Yes, that is very true. But there's also people who are working on themselves and giving them time selves and reprioritizing self-care, self-love, which is what this is all about. Not sitting in front of your phone or sitting in front of your computer or sitting in front of your TV, getting the opinions of others and doing nothing with it. I'm so sick and tired of this shit. Like, stop this shit. Stop taking it. Stop sitting and watching TV and going back to your comfortable home or couch and then having the nerve to complain about somebody else's privilege. Ain't that privilege? To just keep complaining about the privilege you got. Complaining is a privilege. Stop. If you feel overwhelmed, get off social media. I mean that in the nicest way. If you are that stressed and that depressed and that whatever, you shouldn't be on social media. I promise you. It's not going to make you feel better. That's the whole point of the studies. So people who are on there are looking for an outlet to have something to distract their mind. And there are going to be some people who want to feel inspired and want to feel like they're ready to go. I'm never going to dump crap on somebody else's passion of trying to help others. But right now, again, I am not going to shut my mouth and stop because people are saying, Juwan, you're pushing people too hard. You ain't got to watch my videos. You know that? Unfollow. You can unfollow me. You can unfriend me. This is a choice, like turning to a channel. There's certain channels we don't watch for a reason. If it's not your cup of tea or if you're not ready to do the work, change the channel. I'll still be here waiting for you. I still got time and space for you. I will still hold space for you while you go off and figure that out. In the meantime, do not discourage people from wanting to feel like they have an opportunity to be more, to want to do more, to expect more of themselves so that they don't have to expect more from the government or people around them who are making decisions that aren't really made on their best favor. I'm not saying again all that, but government policies are bad. It's the idea and the ideology behind the type of power that we distribute to each other. Okay? That's why there's an imbalance in how things are happening. That's why there's some people who can sit back, like myself, and have an opinion about an opinion. I know that I'm privileged, but I'm not going to say, stop being sad. Go do something. No. If you feel sad, be sad. If you want to be scared. If you're freaking out, freak out. But the now what factor is going to kick in. Now what? What next? Are you going to go into a bomb shelter and just sit there for months until they tell you to come out? Now what? What next? You know what I mean? You're just forcing yourself back into survival mode to not emotionally do the work. I don't care about physically getting something done. I care about emotional work. If you're not able to do emotional work while you're sitting still doing nothing, to me that is an issue for yourself. Not something that is a problem. It's an issue for yourself because you're going to keep relying on other people to help get you out of feeling certain ways. Trust me, I get it. How much of me telling you right now is a contradiction? But in order to find the law of duality and the balance and all of the polarities of how things happen as above, so below, you got to find your middle ground. Going to one side and sticking there ain't going to get you out of the destruction. Either way, going too far into the light and going too far into the dark. These are parts of it. This is what I tell people. You can go way too far into light work, just like you can go way too far into absorption work. Absorption work to me is an umbrella of shadow work, past life work, trauma work, because it's all absorbing the energies around you. That's what a lot of people are facing. There's two groups. There's people who are still have been absorbing for years and don't know how to take themselves out of what they've absorbed because they've never been taught how to process it. So now they're freaking out and they're sad. And those are the ones that everyone's worried about, them feeling like they're going to go crazy because they've never had the ability to work through their emotions. That's where I come in. Then there's the ones who do the light work where they see how to work through their emotions. They see what it takes to get to a place of balance so that you can start making collective decisions based on real thought out emotional reactions. And then you have the ability to apply what you call your logic based on, does this make sense? These are the people that, again, light and dark, you're going to have it always, but do not get separated. Come together. The whole point is there's going to be the ones who need to take a physical rest so they can learn to start feeling what their body is telling them. True. And then there's the ones who are leaders and light workers who have been doing the work for months and years, and they're ready to go and get started. Those are the ones I'm talking to. Those are the ones that most of these quotes are going to. I'm telling you, loves, I'm not trying to be mean or harsh, but sometimes I have to give these messages in a way that's understood. Stop allowing yourself to get caught up in someone's decision. Make a choice based on how you feel. Do I want to watch this? No. Go on to the next thing. Do I feel like hearing this? Nope. Go on to the next. Why are you sitting there watching a bunch of stuff and getting mad about what somebody else is posting? Isn't that the whole point of social media, that you have a choice in what content you choose to divulge yourself in? Isn't it that the whole point of following somebody and not following them because you have a choice and if you want to pay attention to them? This is the whole point of what we're saying. If you're on social media now trying to make divisive tools to pull people away from their paths of divinity and figuring out who they are, getting closer to not feeling like they need to wait for somebody to give them an answer, then I need you to go ahead and take a few days off of social media yourself. Because this is the whole point. It shouldn't be like this. I've told people the same thing with dating apps. Tinder and Grinder shouldn't be to the point that when you get on there and talk to people, they like, oh, this is a sex app. I kind of thought it was a connection app based on proximity, but people use it for that. So people then abuse it. And then they say, I can make this culture this. I can talk to you this way. You ain't going to disrespect me because the culture said that's okay. This is the same thing, honey, when it comes to your decision making. If half the culture is saying, don't do nothing, it's okay, then don't do nothing, it's okay. And if other half the culture saying, feel productive, do something so that you know you feel good. Okay, well then those are the ones who gonna jump to those conclusions. Just stay in your lane. It's that simple. Everybody want to jump lanes, and you don't even go that fast. If you know that the carpool lane ain't for you, then stay on the freaking shoulder. Stay over here. Stay in the slow lane with everybody else, and don't get mad that other people going slow because you want to have a pace go your way. Stop trying to slow down other people's pace. Stop trying to slow down other people's production. Stop trying to slow down other people's glow up because you can't stop the glow up. Again, if you mad that there's positivity happening, love is winning, love is one, and I'm gonna need you to go ahead and go sit in the corner and eat an apple because you just mad for no reason. There's a lot of crap going on. Stop being mad. This is the whole point of a pandemic. Why are you mad? You can't do nothing. You in your own house mad? For real? Figure it out, okay? If you ain't on the street, you ain't got a problem. If you can eat, you ain't got a problem. If you can wipe your ass, you ain't got a problem. Thank you, loves. I'll talk to you later. Mwah.